What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Outland Harry. And on this episode, I think you know, we will be testing the bow we made yesterday. I shot it 2 or 3 times in my backyard. It shot really nice and really straight. But now we're in the backcountry and we're going to put it to the test. Not only are we going to shoot it to see how good it is and demonstrate it working, we're going to put it up against my recurve and see how it fares. Obviously, the recurve that I have is a semi-pro bow. It is a 45-pound bow. And the bow that we made yesterday, I checked the poundage again. It is shooting accurately at 33 pounds. So there's going to be a power difference there. But would it be good enough to hunt with in a survival situation? I don't know. Why don't we see how it does with the bag? So in this spot, I managed to find a piece of plywood that was already there just like that. So it will help me from losing the arrows because I don't know how this bow is going to fire. This guy right here, this is called a rangefinder. And what this fancy dancy little tool does is it shows you how far away you are from the object that you intend to shoot. It's used for hunting purposes. So in bow hunting, you generally don't want to go more than a 60-yard shot. This will accurately tell you, like to the inch, how close you are to the animal. So for today's purposes, instead of pulling out a measuring tape, I'm obviously going to use the tool to sight in how far we are from the object. And we'll go in increments of 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, and see how it fares to my recurve. I have the GoPro here, and I'm going to set it right in front of the bag, just off to the side, and I hope I don't hit it. What I've done is I put it in the submerged water case, the waterproof case. It's like a hard plexiglass. So hopefully it's arrow proof as much as it is waterproof. Yeah, I'm not overly excited about this by any means, but I mean, I'm all right. I'm all right. It has been a while since I've actually practiced shooting this bow, so let's just hope for the best. All right, guys. This is my Samick Sage 45-pound recurve. We're going to be comparing it to this. I doubt it'll do as good because this is a semi-pro bow. You can hunt with this bow. It is rated for it. You just have to be very good, which I am not. This is what we made yesterday. Since I made this string to this bow and then bow squared it off of a certain point for our red mark, if you remember that from yesterday, we want the string to stay consistent to the bow. So I've just made a red mark knowing that this side of the string goes to this side of the bow. I can just put it on my foot, give it a bend and pull it. And now our brace height, I readjusted the string this morning. It is at 6 3/4, which is what this one is shooting at too. So I'm gonna try and keep it kind of comparable. I did forget my quiver. So tripod bag works really good for it. I know these aren't arrows that I made, but just for consistency purposes and demonstration and curiosity, thought we'd use like a professional grade arrow. Your archer's glove, believe it or not, pulling on the string multiple times starts to give you like a callus on your fingertips. It actually hurts quite a bit. After even 10, 15, you'll start to notice it. I didn't think it was a big deal until I shot this bow like 20 times without one. Yes, it's not very fun. So this just protects your fingers. Now when you pull back on it multiple times, it's a lot easier on the fingertips. So like I was talking about yesterday, these are your knock stops. I couldn't find them in my house, so this bow won't have them. That's why I did mark a line there, so I have an idea where to put the arrow nock every time. Why don't we start with something that's familiar, and this can basically be our control. We can see the depth of the arrow going into the bag. We'll do 3 arrows with this. Let's start with 5 yards, which is 15 feet. So it's 3 feet a yard, obviously. And we'll do 3 arrows with this bow, then we'll swap over to the one we made and see how that goes. All right, I just shot the sighting in. We are at 5 yards away from this point. I've made a little marker here so I can stay consistent to where I am. And I really shouldn't miss with this bow. I should be getting it pretty much bang on center, but it has been a while. So bear with me here. Let's go for the center this time, guys. Still got it. I know, it's only 5 yards, 15 feet away, I know, but still. So let's get a gauge on our control here. Let's see how far they penetrated into the bag, and then we have something to scale off of for our homemade bow, sorry. Not bad. So let's check to see how far they penetrated. We'll just go with the deepest one. As you can tell, this guy right here is the deepest. So we'll pull it out, hold on to the spot. And judging by that, that is around 8.5 to 9 inches. So that just kind of gives us a scale. All right, let's try the homemade bow. I fired this thing, I don't know, 3 or 4 times yesterday in my backyard, and I think I was even closer than that, and it fired pretty straight. So let's see how it does in the field. Oh, not bad. Pretty impressed, guys. I am a little on the high side, but left and right is looking pretty good. At least they're consistent. Let's go up and have a closer look. Well, would you look at that? I was Robin Hood myself. Definitely shoots a little higher than I thought it would, considering its draw. But for consistency of depth, that's pretty close. All within an inch of itself. So we'll pull out the deepest one again. Let's try this guy. And that is probably 5 inches. So the other bow is definitely getting almost double the penetration, which doesn't surprise me. 10 yards. Okay. So now we're exactly at 10 yards. Let's try this again. Okay, back to the recurve. 10 yards. I also took off my jacket because I noticed the string was kind of catching something on it as I was firing. So that could definitely mess with your shot. A little on the low side, but nicely centered. So let's go a little bit higher this time. Thought I was going higher, but really not. Not good, but not terrible. Like I said, I am out of practice. As you can see, my left and right is doing fairly good. And once again, we'll take the deepest arrow, which appears to be this guy. You know what? Same thing as before. Even though we doubled the distance, it's around 9 inches. So that's pretty good. Okay, homemade bow. Not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of nervous now because I've doubled the distance and the GoPro is really close to it. And I don't have much experience with this bow, let alone is it not professional. Just not a good idea. I don't recommend doing this, not with a GoPro. Wow, almost dead center on that one, guys. Maybe that was just a fluke. Ooh, still hit the bag. The top corner. All right, Harry, dead center on this one. Ooh. Maybe that first one was a fluke. But you know what, guys? I don't care. I'm pretty happy with it so far. If I was in a survival situation and I wanted to hunt with this, this would be very good. Mind you, those are professional arrows. If I were to make arrows, that could be a whole other story. 12 yards. Oh man, that seems so far. 15 yards right here. Let's make a little marker. Use these rocks here. We are now at 15 yards. 45 feet. Oh man. I was nervous about the GoPro before with this bow. Now I'm even nervous about this bow. Like I said, it's probably been a good 6 to 8 months since I've even fired this thing. Anyways, what a time to practice with a $500 GoPro in front of you. Nothing to lose here. A little off to the left, but centered up and down. I forgot how smooth this thing can be. Probably a lot of operator error as I am out of practice. A little low, but still centered. So, more to the right and up. Look at that. Not bad for a guy that hasn't shot in, at least 6 months. Cool. Anyways, let's go check out the results of that shot. All right, 15 yards, recurve. That one came pretty close. So let's see what we got for penetration. Yeah, this one being the deepest. Once again, around 9 inches, maybe 10. It's like it's getting more power the further it is, which is not uncommon. Both the arrow sometimes needed some distance to gain momentum. All right, homemade bow, 15 yards. Oh man. Thought I was nervous with that bow. Okay, I'm sure you guys get it. I'm nervous about the GoPro. Just don't miss, that's all. Wow, this thing still shoots high. Crazy. It's probably has something to do with the way that the shape of this arrow rest is. It might be kicking the arrows up like that or kicking them down. I don't know. I have to look at the footage, see what it's actually doing. Thing is these arrows are meant for that bow. There's a whole formula of how to work out what kind of arrow you need, length, grain, everything for the kind of bow that it is. So that's another thing that's kind of working against us. Like I said, guys, it's all about curiosity and see what would happen. So here we go. Number 2. Oh, that was bad. It went into the bush. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, let's do one more time. One more. It's almost like I've never fired that bow before. Once again, 15 yards, round 2 with this bow. Man, I am just shooting high. Okay. I feel like I'm aiming too low, so I naturally keep going up because I think I'm used to the other bow. And this time I was aiming in the dirt. So that's kind of what I need to do. Too low. Okay, let's see, what's this say? 17. I don't know. At 19 at my truck, so we'll call that close enough. That's how close I have to be to the truck to get 19 yards, so close enough to 20. I don't feel like moving my truck. All right, recurve, 20 yards. Just missed the bag. Thank God for that plywood there. I'm super stoked that I found that. Otherwise it'd be arrow searching everywhere. Far to the left, but hitting the bag. There we go. I don't know where that last one went, guys, but we'll check on that footage. Well, here we are at 20 yards. I definitely am out of practice. These groupings are too far off, but I'm also not taking this overly serious today. So out of curiosity, let's pull out this guy. What do we have? Around 9 inches again. All right, guys, 20 yards with the homemade bow. Let's make this one quick because the rain's starting to come. We got lucky so far. Whoops, a little high. Whoa, I mean, I'm impressed that it even flung that far. I didn't quite get it on the bag. Kind of just caught the arrow flying. It looks like it's flying pretty straight, like flat and everything. Oh, I'm very impressed with this little bow. You know, if I had some more time and dialed it in a little bit and maybe got some proper arrows. Oh, the rain, wind are really picking up, so I'm gonna call this good. That was a fun experiment. It's good to know what I'm kind of capable of. Well, guys, that was a ton of fun. I actually just enjoyed this whole experience. Other than the rain, I'm glad that we at least got into a 20-yard shot for the end of it. Anyways, I'm going to do something kind of interesting and different. If anybody can guess the year of my truck, I will give you that bow. As long as you're in Canada somewhere, I can ship it to you. So if you guess the year of my truck, send me an email and I'll send you that bow. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.